Hello, everybody. I'm here to tell you about good food. And I don't really think that that would be too difficult because we all appreciate our food in Nigeria. So, Nigeria is usually known for 419, Boko Haram, the third world, oil. But nobody ever really talks about our food. And it's funny because our food is a big part of our culture. In fact, the yardstick for success of any Nigerian party is the amount and the quality of food that you serve at it. You're all laughing because you know that. We have a rich heritage of food, and we're very loud about telling everybody about it. I mean, our Ghanaian brothers experienced this very recently with the Jollof Wars. We don't joke with our food. And, so if we don't eat all these foods every day. We usually eat them only at parties. We have over 300 ethnic groups in Nigeria, and each of them has their own special dish. Why don't we eat them all the time? Because they're so difficult to make. They take too much time. And that brings to mind the question, why can't we cook Nigerian food without so much stress? I co-run a convenience brand, and we're focused on the processing and packaging of soups and spices. Our entrant product, the pepper mix, is a blend of tomatoes, onions, and pepper. Now, that's the major ingredient in many Nigerian meals. Why did we start from that? Because of three major problems. The first one is that the time and the effort it takes to cook a Nigerian meal is too much. Most of our food is cooked from scratch every single day. And any Nigerian who cooks could tell you that the value of prepping beforehand, you can't take away from it. Now, I travel on holiday and I like to cook Nigerian food. So I go into African stores and I realize that the Nigerian ingredients in the African stores do not come from Nigeria, most of them. They come from small African countries. And you're wondering why, because Nigerians make up a large percentage of Africans in diaspora. What are we doing wrong? What are we not doing correctly? We need to start packaging properly. We need to start showing people our food the right way. We need to stop cutting corners and putting substandard products out there. Now, we love to cook, meaning that we have to go to the market, right? But most of our markets are really dirty. And so the process of making most of our foods, or the preparation, is not really in a hygienic way. These are the three main problems that we're facing in Nigerian foods generally. Now, we're trying to change a culture. Our culture is that we go to the market, we buy the ingredients, and we make them from scratch. Now we're trying to shift to a new way, but we're very traditional people, and changing tradition is very, very hard. But if we want to actually share our food with other Africans and the rest of the world, we need to put it in a form that they will understand. We need to make it easy for everybody, and so we started from the basics, and we will evolve as we go. This is the future of Nigerian cooking. Can you imagine that Chris is here in Nigeria? He sees this delicious bowl of vegetable soup, and he can read a recipe, go into any neighborhood store, even if it's not in Nigeria, he can go to an African store and pick up the ingredients already prepared, easy to cook, and he can successfully make eforiro, Nigerian vegetable soup. That is the future that we're dreaming of. Until we can do that, that is when Nigerian can become like Chinese in our owambes. That is where we want to take Nigerian food to. The possibilities are endless. The future is so pregnant with many of them. I'm so happy. Can you imagine if you walk into a European restaurant and you ask for continental and you serve gari and granite on the rocks? I mean, it's funny, right? It sounds like fantasy, but it can become a reality if we start encouraging young Nigerians to go beyond the boundaries. I remember very vividly my grandmom grinding pepper with a stone for soup. I'm really young. It's just a few years ago. And today, we're talking about pepper mix in a bag in a store. It means that there's so much we can do. We want to have a world where palm wine becomes synonymous to Nigeria the way tea is to the English. We want to have dodo to Nigeria as tacos is to Mexico. We want to have gari and granite to Nigeria as crackers and caviar is to the Russians. I believe so much in my country, Education has opened my mind, has broadened my horizon, and every day I look for ways to share my tradition with the world. I'm a computer engineer who is so passionate about my roots, and today I am an Omalata. Thank you very much.